Apparently we are live. I'm just going through the YouTube studio. This is the Mini 3 Pro, which I'm going to be flying very soon, just to show you what the audio quality is like on the Osmo Action 3, which is what we're filming with right now. This is a live stream, so I really wanted to test what the audio quality was like, as well as the video quality if we're going directly from the Action 3. Now, just one thing to keep in mind, this was something that actually did take a little bit of time to set up. I had to connect my phone to the Action 3, go through the DJI Mimo app, and then once you go on YouTube live stream and then go start streaming, it says that you're streaming basically. So you think that you're actually live, but you have to go into the YouTube studio over on your computer or laptop or tablet, whatever you have, and then you have to go, yes, I actually want to go live now once the video feed starts displaying, which you can maybe see, probably not actually, but now I can actually see the video feed finally on my computer. So for a large portion of time there, I didn't really know what was happening. It didn't really tell me, hey, you need to go over to YouTube Studio now. So that's just something to keep in mind. That was something I had issues with the Action 2, just because there's not too much information on it. So just keep that in mind. If you do want to live stream to YouTube, you have to go from the Action 3 to the Mimo app to start the live stream, and then you have to go on YouTube Studio on your desktop, laptop, whatever, and then start the streaming process. Anyway, we're here now, and this is all directly coming from the Action 3. I'd love to know just a little bit of a distance to see what the audio quality is like for everyone. Apparently we've got a few people jumping in now, so awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in. The max option you have is 1080p with the Action 3 live streaming. You also have different options with bitrate. This is just the adaptive bitrate. In terms of lighting, I've just got one light right here, which you can probably see it's a little bit bright, but that's all I'm using for the lighting. It's a pretty overcast day today. I've got some natural light coming in, but this is just a really basic kind of studio setting with very limited lighting. No audio equipment connected. This is the audio directly from the Action 3. So this is like my initial test. I haven't even seen what it's going to be like, so I have no idea. I can't even comment on what the audio quality is like, but I'm curious to see how the audio quality goes. Another thing I'm really keen to see, which I'm going to take this with me right now. I think I need to take my phone with me. Do I need to take my phone? Like if it's live streaming? I don't know. Let's just take the phone. I want to actually see if the stabilization is enabled. Because I've got it on the D-warp, so it's got a little bit of a delay as I turn. That could also be because I'm live streaming. But it looks like it's actually stabilizing it as I'm live streaming. So I'm going to walk down the stairs here. This is going to be a true test. I'm going to kind of slowly jog almost without trying to fall, although falling would probably make the video a lot more enjoyable. Okay, so stabilization seems to actually be working while I'm live streaming. The only thing is as I'm turning, I'm getting a little bit of that trailing, which could be the setting I've got it in. If I actually click on the settings right now as we're live, I can go from standard, which is the D-warp. I can go with ultra wide, which is the bottom setting. Look how crazy that is. And then I can also go with wide, like that. So the ultra wide is pretty insane actually. If I press confirm on that, hopefully that will pop up for you. Wow, you can see, let's turn this light on. I do love this light. So that's the ultra wide there. You can see that what I was previously in before, it was just focused in on my face, bit of a tight shot. We've now got the ultra wide. So let's just kind of compare it in this room setting here. I am going to fly the Mini 3 Pro very soon just because I want to see how it goes isolating different types of audio. So let me just change the settings here. So now I'm going to go into wide. So this is the wide. Oh, it's not really letting me go. There we go. So that's the wide. As you can see, probably a little wider than the previous one. The reason I went with the other version, which is the standard or the D-warp, whatever they call it, is because these little sections here of the door where I'm actually propping up the camera were in the shot, so I decided to go for the other setting. Let me just quickly go to ultra wide because I don't think I was in that properly to show you how wide it is. Like you can see how wide that is. Pretty much gets everything in the room, which is insane. But the one that I started with when you joined this live stream would have been this one here, which is just standard D-warp. I find this one to be just a little bit of a tighter shot, just punches in a little bit more, looks a bit more realistic. Let's just quickly see, everything's all good over here. we're going all right. You can see that when I move away, as obviously I've only got the one light source here, you can see when I cover that, it just completely makes me dark. So I am curious to see what it's actually like in a live stream, how it goes lighting the scene, you know, how the camera actually goes capturing the image and the light and everything. Very curious about the sound as well. But what we're going to do now is we're going to launch this guy here, the Mini 3 Pro, which I actually just released like a 4 months later review on this guy. Probably the best mini drone I've ever tested, purely because it's just a beast. It's a pro, it's got everything you need in it. This controller here is amazing as well. I absolutely love this. Alright, so I'm going to turn this on, plop it down on the ground, and we are ready to go. This is going to be a pointless test because it's going to be very loud with the drone and you probably won't hear me, but I'm curious how it goes like isolating it. So I'm going to have the drone like in front of me for a sec, just waiting for this to load up. See how it goes as I'm just talking about whatever, and then I'm going to get the drone behind me as I continue to talk, and I just literally want to see how it goes. You are on DansTube.TV after all. This is the drone channel. I'm known as the drone person, the drone man, so it's only fitting that we do some drone stuff over here. Alright, let's launch this guy. Here we go. There we go. Alright, so you might not be able to hear me. I don't know. I have no idea what you can and can't hear. But I can see on the live stream the drone is sitting nicely. I'm going to move it just a little bit forward. It's not going to let me. It's sensing things. It's doing its job. It's actually sensing that there's something in front of it. So we'll just leave it there for now. You probably can't hear me too well. I'm going to move around it without losing an arm. I need to disable. Just give me a sec. I just need to disable the settings so I can do this. Okay, there we go. So now we don't have the sensors on, which I don't recommend in a situation like this. So I'm just going to push it back like right there. That looks like a good spot there. So you can just kind of see it in the distance here. So now that you've got me as the audio focus, like I'm right at the front of the frame now, the drone's behind me. I feel like I have to talk a little louder because it's got a very whiny noise behind me. Very weird feed we've got here just from behind. But this is what it sounds like with other things going on in the environment. Very interesting to see. Well, I'm very interested to see what it's like as well. I'm just going to move it forward now that I've actually turned off the sensors. I'm just going to get it like right there, right where the light is actually. That looks kind of cool. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I don't know why I'm waving that way because that's where the live stream is. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. That's what it sounds like with the drone. Probably not the most enjoyable thing to hear, so I'm going to land it now. Let's just put her down. Definitely check out my Mini 3 content. Let me say that again. Definitely check out my Mini 3 content on the channel because this thing honestly is remarkable. Like such a fun combo, especially with this guy here, the controller and the drone itself. Really cool combo. So definitely check those out, and I will have some more drone content on the channel. But in terms of the Action 3, like I want to do some more videos on this. I want to do like a review, you know, my first impressions, that kind of stuff. Maybe go through the settings, show some tips and whatnot. Could even compare it with the Action 2, which is a really great camera as well. Let me just get that out. I'm just moving this light. Just give me a second. Here it is. So this is the Action 2. This is not the most amazing setup. This was a very impromptu live stream. I didn't actually think it was going to work, as I was explaining at the beginning. I was having some issues with it, but we're here now. We're live. I can see people are tuning in. I think we've got a few people with us, so thank you. So this is the Action 2 here. I feel like I'm running out of space. Things are a little messy here. This is the Action 2 here. Completely different design. If you check out what the Action 3 looks like, it actually looks like the original Osmo Action. So this was, or is, the Action 2. You can see it's more of a modular design. Clips on. You've got the two screens still, but it's almost in two separate pieces. Well, it is in two separate pieces. If I turn that on so you can see, hopefully the front screen will pop on for me. There we go. So you can see we've got the front screen there. This is the Action 2. That's the rear screen. You can disconnect that, and then you just have this one section here if you just want to film with this. It's tiny and remarkable, and I really did enjoy this. Like I actually still use this pretty regularly for a lot of video content I do, but I find a lot of people weren't loving this. There were some overheating issues. Battery life isn't amazing all the time, and a few other things that people didn't love. But perfect form factor for FPV, perfect form factor to tuck away if you want it like on a a head mount or a chest mount. Like, it's so small, it just kind of tucks away. Where the Action 3, a little larger, feels more heavy duty for sure. And looks definitely more like the streamlined kind of GoPro design that has been happening for years and years, and they haven't really changed. Kind of feels similar to that, but with obviously the DJI flare on it. I do love the fact that the lens cover on the Action 3 is a lot larger. It kind of feels different when you're holding it for sure. And like I said, more of a rugged design on it. A lot more waterproof as well. It goes down to, I think, 16 meters with the Action 3. All of these things I will talk about in the full review. This was literally just an audio and video test. Like I said, 1080p is what you can do. That's the max for live streaming. I've got the adaptive bitrate. I have no other real control besides what you saw before with the different field of view. So ultra wide, wide, and then the standard D-warp. Can't control anything else to do with audio or anything really like that. It's just stock standard. This is the live streaming experience. So let me know in the comments below. Is the audio good in live stream? Are you happy with even the stabilization as I was walking down the stairs? Do you find it to be a decent kind of option for people out there that might want to live stream in their studio setting? I would love to see this out and about on the field, but the only thing is you have to then connect it up and then press live on your device. So I don't know whether you'd have to have multiple devices. Like I was saying before, we've got this here, which is on my phone. So this is what pops up, and it says live stream in progress, 16 minutes, preview unavailable during live stream. That's literally all I can see on the Mimo app. I can press end live stream when I'm ready to go or ready to finish up, and that's it. But then I also have to connect it, like I said, in the YouTube studio. So my thoughts are, if you're out in the field and you want to do a live stream, how is that going to work? Does that mean that you need to have someone at home that presses go live for you? Do you need to have two devices with you? Can I close this application, go to YouTube Studio, and then press live, or is that going to screw it up? So I don't know all of those answers right now, but that's one of the things that you just got to keep in mind, because that's the answer that I didn't have when I was searching for the Action 2, how to live stream, why it wasn't working. There was a lot of troubleshooting, and it's kind of similar with the Action 3. Once you're used to it, it's obviously just the process you're going to be used to then in the end. But just keep that in mind. It might be a little bit, let's say, awkward to do a live stream out in the field if you don't have the multiple devices or if you can't press go live on your YouTube studio. Anyway, food for your thought. Don't know if that's an expression, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of the support. There has been a ton of support on all my new videos. Obviously, we've hit the 40,000 subscribers. I did, like a 3-part giveaway, or even more, because some giveaways had multiple prizes. I need to do something for 50,000 when we get there. So let me know if you got any thoughts on what you want to see for some future giveaways and some future content as well. That's always very helpful, especially if that's what you're looking for, and I can help you answer that question. That's what I'm all for. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go and press end live stream over here. Let's hope it all works, and I will chat to you in the next video. Peace.